This is the F major chord shape, but it's also a G major chord shape. If I move it up 2 frets to the 3rd fret, it's an A at the 5th fret, it's B flat at the 6th, B, 7th, C, 8th, D, 10th. But so what, I hear you say? Well, the thing is, with this F major chord shape, there are a couple of really cool things you can do to make your strumming a lot more interesting. Let's have a look at what you can do. So we can do a bit of staccato strumming. That's a bit like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you can hear we've got some short kind of stabbing sounds. The second thing we can do is a little kind of percussive type of strumming, and that's very simply like this. Just holding down the shape like that, but not pressing down. Third thing we can do is a little slide, so we can go, or so we can slide up the chord. And another thing we can do is a kind of a bassy, trebly strumming pattern. So those are a few things that you can do with the F chord shape, but not only that, but you can also combine those little techniques, and we'll look at those in a moment. But first, let's look at how to actually do them. Here's the staccato. So what you want to do is you want to hold down the chord. I'm holding down the chord, the F-shaped chord, on the 3rd fret. Sometimes it's actually easier to practice this shape when you play it a little bit higher up the fretboard. Now remember, higher is going this way. So I'm holding it down on the 3rd fret. So if I hold it down and I strum it, but then I release, like that. And you can do it at different lengths. And you get that type of strumming. So, and of course, you can do it anywhere on the fretboard. So this is at the 3rd fret, 8th fret, 10th fret, back to the 3rd fret. Now the percussive strumming is something that, again, you're holding down the chord, but you're not actually playing it. You're not pressing down so that each string sounds. No. Kind of get the chord shape, but relax your grip like we were doing in the staccato type strumming. And you've got this. And the right hand is just doing simple up and down. But you can hear a little difference in the sound. Third technique is a kind of sliding up technique. So you can go from, for example, the G up to the A, which is at the 5th fret, and or so you're actually strumming each time you move up the fretboard. And another really good thing that you can do is to slide up to the next chord. So for example, if you're doing a chord progression that is D to A, so it's 4 bars of D, 4 bars of A, instead of just going 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, so D, 2, 3, 4, A, 2, 3, 4, what you could do is go D, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. And one of my favourite types of strumming is the kind of a bassy treble sound. And so what you're doing is, again, if I'm playing this G, the F chord shape at the 3rd fret, the bassy notes, the low notes, would be the D and the G strings. So these two strings here. And the higher notes would be the B and the E, the 2nd and 1st string. Something like this. I think that's a really good technique. Again, it adds so much more to your playing. And as I said, one of the things you can do is to combine the techniques. So what I want to do is I want to show you a 12-bar blues chord progression, my go-to practice chord progression. And I want to play all those techniques. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm doing the kind of bass treble strumming, and then when I do the treble part, I'm actually doing that staccato, that kind of reggae-ish type of playing. Like that. And you can hear there's lots of sliding, isn't there? There's sliding up and sliding down. And when you're doing this kind of sliding up and sliding down, you're not taking everything off, because that just would make it a little silly. And you know you're supposed to be holding down the chord to give you that sliding noise, that going up, down. So let's try this 12-bar blues chord progression together, and the chord progression is on the screen. It's also telling you which fret to play the G chord, the C chord and the D chord for this. So the G is on the 3rd fret, C 8th fret and D on the 10th fret. Now, it doesn't have to be exactly the same as mine, but you want to be trying to incorporate that type of playing. Now, it is a process. It will take you a bit of time. So if you get it all wrong right now, don't worry about it. Keep going, keep practicing, keep trying it, and you'll get it right. 1, 2, 3, 4. So you could try that chord progression in G like we've just did, or you could play it in F. So instead of playing at the 3rd fret, the 8th fret and the 10th fret, you're playing on the 1st fret, 6th fret and the 8th fret. You could also play it in A, starting at the 5th, 10th fret, and then if you can squeeze it, I can't with this guitar, but you can play at the 12th fret, which will give you the E chord. And you can practice them with these chord progressions right here. These are some backing tracks using the 12-bar blues. Give them a go. Let me know how you get on. And thank you so much for watching today, and happy strumming.